Hello and welcome to Cafe X podcast. My name is Sufi, and today we have with us a very special guest, yet another rising star, a podcaster, an author, and a public speaker. So let's know more about the star from Star himself. Please introduce yourself.
Well, first, I would just like to say that introductions are the most horrible things.
True.
I believe that. But just now you have said this, so I would like to introduce myself. Right now, currently, I am a student as well. I am studying in 11th class. And apart from that, I am a motivational speaker, public speaker, whatever you call it, an author and a writer as well.
Okay.
And let's see, there is more to come. I might be a video editor soon. Who knows?
Okay. So apart from these passions, are they your passions, or you're willing to pursue a career in any of these?
I think मैं उससे अभी इतना ज़्यादा दूर नहीं हूँ, but yeah, definitely I'll pursue my career in one of these.
Okay. Tell us about your journey. How did you start, or a journey like what got you motivated towards being a public speaker to begin with?
Well, basically, there was a time in my life when I was in 6th class. So I just told my parents that I want to go to a boarding school.
Okay.
And first they were not willing कि यार boarding school जाएगा कैसे रहेगा 6th में है खाली. But then finally they agreed. So they were when they were searching for a good school, good boarding school in Kashmir, there were a few. So finally I thought I should go to Pahalgam. There is a school called AGPS. तो मैं वहाँ पे खाली 1.5 महीना रहा. In 6th class घर की याद बहुत आती थी. मैं बहुत ही छोटा था उस टाइम पे. And other things as well. There are personal reasons, like I got sick after some time there. But I learned a lot. But then when I came back, I told my parents that now I don't want to study at my village. I want to go somewhere else, like a place, Pampur. And they said, fine, now if you want to go there, so you should go there. तो फिर मैं पामपुर गया, मैंने वहाँ पे अपनी स्कूलिंग कंटिन्यू की. And then there I met my mentor. And then finally, he started training me. He started teaching me about different things, how the world works, why should you even upskill yourself, and a lot of things like this. Okay. Then finally, I got to know that till now I was living in ignorance. This is life. Yeah, okay. That was the time.
What got you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he started training me into public speaking. Then that was how I got into public speaking. But then after that, when it comes to becoming an author, it is a different journey. Like I never expected me to become an author, to write a book. Although I had this idea from a very long time to write a book जिसका मैं नाम रखूंगा Why God, and it will be about God. But then I thought, no, it is not my thing, that I can never become a writer. And I am a kind of a guy who just reads a lot of self-help books. Okay. Then me writing that book, it is a whole different journey. Like I was sitting in a library in our school. It was a newly inaugurated library in a higher secondary where I am studying currently. So there is a female teacher in our school. She teaches physics. Okay. Then she was just passing by. She opened the door of the library, and I am sitting there and I am reading my own self-help book. I bring books from my home to the library every day. Then when she saw me, she just entered the library and she said, I want to have a chat with you. Okay. Then she started telling me her own story, that how she had an undying passion for literature. But just because of family pressure, she chose this medical stream. And then right now she's a physics lecturer and she's still not content with her life. And at that time I thought, this can happen to me as well someday because of family pressure, or maybe because of some other reason. Right. So right now, if I have this idea, I should definitely write a book. And I guess it was 30th August or 23rd August, I started writing a book, and then I completed it recently.
Which year was it?
Yes, 2023.
2023, okay. And is this book already published?
Yeah, I published it. Recently I published it.
Okay, great. So the book's name is Why God? Yeah. I believe it will be available on Amazon.
Amazon, Flipkart, wherever you want to buy it.
Okay. So for our viewers, he's already an author as he has already told about his journey. And my next question was how did he start it? Now you already know he started. So it was now if I come back to the public speaking part, in this there are so many genres. People go into motivational public speaking. People, I or there's a profession like teaching, if we say, is a sort of public speaking profession, or advocates or lawyers do a lot of public speaking. Then there are debates on such as TV anchors and all. So, what sort of genre are you choosing? If we
When I started first, I completely wanted to become a motivational speaker. But then there were reasons why I stopped doing that. See, when I started applying that in my life, let's say for example, I am going somewhere and I have to motivate those people. It is a show or anywhere, whatever it is. Then I face this problem that whenever I get more, whenever I motivate myself or I tell someone else to motivate me, that motivation is really very temporary. And taking action on something, it is a whole different thing.
think
And motivating yourself towards doing something, it is a whole different thing.
exactly,
So what I got is that when you want to do something, it shouldn't matter whether you are motivated to do it or not,
not
right?
innate.
Exactly.
It should be innate.
So then I found it that motivation in itself, it is a scam. Look, if I am telling people that, sure, someone tells me, hey, I want to become an author, you motivate me. Why should I tell him that it is an easy thing? It will obviously, you will have to, you cannot sleep if you want to write a book
Right.
like as fast as you want to.
Exactly.
For that, you really have to do a lot of hard work. You really have to do a lot of research. So every single thing which you do, it is a hard thing. You really need to work in it. And now I cannot lie that anymore to anyone. That was the time I figured out that even if somewhere I go and I give a motivational talk, it will not be with something wherein I am lying that, look guys, life is easy, life is this, life is that. No, nothing is easy. Look, you have to work for every single thing that you do. So I cannot lie that anymore. That's why right now I'm just a public speaker, and in future maybe I become a corporate trainer.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay. So, as we have mentioned in the previous podcasts as well, that motivation actually fizzles out. For
Yeah.
example, if you get a dose of motivation, no matter for temporary period, you may find yourself driven by that thing.
Exactly.
But until and unless you're not driven, you're not. You don't know where your goal is, and you're not stacking that hard work.
In fact, there is a quote, if you don't mind.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
It says that a person who goes to gym whenever he feels like will be always outcompeted by a man who goes to the gym irrespective of how he feels like.
true.
This was said by someone, very controversial person. I would not like to take his name, but this is a very like this is a kind of quote which everyone should like find its true meaning. That look, this is what I should apply in my life. I should be disciplined enough that if I want to do something, I have to do it. There should not be a like piece of content motivation wherein I am relying on it, because that will not take you to the place wherein you are actually acting upon it. And even when I was consuming motivational content every day, what used to happen with me was कि मैं motivate हो जाता था बहुत ही ज़्यादा, but then मैं action नहीं ले पाता था. कुछ times पे ऐसा हुआ कि मैंने action लिया, but that was based on very short term actions. Like अगर मुझे कोई चीज़ करनी है, मैं उसके लिए motivate तो हो गया. मान लीजिए कि मैंने वो एक वीक तक भी की, 15 दिन तक भी की, बट उसके बाद वो चीज़ कभी चली नहीं. बट देन व्हेन इट कम्स टू डिसिप्लिन, लाइक मैंने डिसिप्लिन लाया बुक रीडिंग में. राइट नाउ इट इज माई पैशन. आई रीड एवरी सिंगल डे, but it is not because of motivation.
Motivation.
Like
It's a discipline.
yesterday, some days ago, I did root canal of my teeth. Yeah, but still I read. This is a discipline, right? I don't even feel like reading, but when I tell myself I have to read, I read. There is no motivation in it, but I still read. So that means motivation is nothing.
I have also read it somewhere that there are two kinds of people. First one, like, he'll say, okay, it's raining, I'll not go
Exactly.
out today for a walk. The other one, okay, it's raining, but I'll not compromise. I will enjoy the rain. Let me put on the raincoat, I'll still go. So this is actually a discipline which works, not the motivation, and motivation fizzles
True,
out. That's
true.
the message, sort of. Okay. Now, about podcasting, can you give us a little bit insight about that as well?
Well, I was very interested in podcasting from the beginning of my journey. Like at the time when I started public speaking. Because I would see podcasters like Mr. Allahabadiya, Ranveer Allahabadiya, TRS and other podcasts. And I was really happy when I would consume those podcasts. So I always wanted to become one. Then there was this local organization. I won't like to take its name. But they told me that if you want to launch a podcast, you can launch that with us. We did a few episodes of its first season. In fact, I completed it. Yeah, it was fun. I got to learn a lot of new things because I was not this much comfortable in front of a camera. Because if you see public speaking in a hall, no, at a stage in front of people, it is different from speaking in front of a camera. So I just wanted to get some experience of talking in front of camera. That thing I got by that.
This I have recently realized that yes, camera conscience is a very big fear people might be facing because I have already gone through this thing. So now doing all these things and studying at the same time, how do you manage things?
It's really hard.
Okay.
Like sometimes even I don't know what I'm doing. I get a lot of self-doubts. Like how will this all happen? Like I wake up in the morning, let's say for example, I read for some time. Then I also have to practice like how am I going to do my next public speaking events. Now I also have to go to school or to my tuitions. Now how can I balance these? It is really very hard, but then my mentor, Mr. Gohar sir, he must be watching this. He gave me a very nice idea. He told me that you should make a to-do list. I make that in my Google Calendar. Like anyone watching this can do that. It is a very simple thing. So I write everything which I have to do in the day. And I write that one day before. Like today when I'll go to sleep, before that I'll make that. So now I already know which are the things which I have to do tomorrow. I'll just break down those things in such a way that the first things I am doing it all. Okay. And I am doing them at their time when they need it.
Prioritizing your work, and at the same time, by the end of the day, everything is check marked.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how I like to do it.
So, in the same sort of manner, I start my day, but instead of using the cell phone, because the cell phone notifications really distract you, I have devised a very simple way I'll show you. This got me a chance to introduce this. This is an I-worded book. So what it contains is it has a to-do list on one side, and other side people may not use it. I go to gym or I do workout, so I use the other side as well. So I do it manually. In the evening, I'll sit, write down my daily tasks, and by the end of the day, everything will be.
But it really helps, right?
It helps a lot. Yeah. It actually feels that okay, you have accomplished something in the day, and I believe that discipline. Is that thing
in fact, I reward myself as well when I do all the things which I have to do in that very day. Okay. After that, I reward myself as well. So I feel really very good.
Exactly. Yeah. So it should be there. I mean, there is social media gives you an instant gratification. I believe
dopamine hikes.
Dopamine hikes. So if you delay this this gratification and think of doing something or sharpening your skills in a way. Doing something on daily basis, the happiness or the something that you will get out of that will be much greater than the things that you get from social media. In conclusion, what will be your message for audience?
Well,
before that, please. What is this book all about? Why God? So the title's intriguing.
Well, the book Why God is all about. See, when we talk about God, He is the reason of our existence, of everyone's existence, everything's existence. Then I have written this book to give this message to people. What is the importance of God? You understand it? And I have given it in such a way, well, it is a very funny incident. You must have seen that video. In fact, you must have also seen that of Ashish Nehra, I guess, in which he talks about the importance of MS Dhoni. So he says in that कि किसी भी चीज की इम्पोर्टेंस तब समझ में आती है जब वो नहीं होते. Now you must be able to see it that ICC trophy नहीं आ रही है धोनी के बगैर. So likewise, when I started this book, that thing was in my mind somewhere. So I thought कि इसको ऐसे लिखते हैं. So you will really enjoy it if you like these kinds of books, fiction. You will really enjoy this book. You should definitely give it a shot.
Right. So we'll mention the title and you will go ahead and In the caption itself, we'll mention the link for the book. And apart from this, now we know your journey, we know your passion. I want you to give a message to our audience.
Look, I believe nowadays every single person we go to, they just keep giving us advice. When I was at clinic of the dentist, he was doing my root canal. In fact, he was giving me career advice. I was like, भाई पहले बचा ले यार, दान दर्द कर रहा है मेरा. That's why I would just like to say that enjoy your life to the fullest. But even if I had to give one advice, that would be drink coffee. Caffeine, it is a miracle drug. Your workflow will increase a lot.
Yes. So I'll also add to it. Yes, caffeine helps a lot. Coffee really helps a lot if you're working and you're feeling drowsy. A cup of coffee will wake you up and get you started whatever you want to do. So apart from that, I'd like to add this his message. Whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. Apart from that, people will always compare you. For example, if you're doing something, there will be people who will be criticizing you. There will be people whose simply a body language will demotivate you. But if you know that you are doing something, you have that end goal in your mind, don't stop. Just keep on going. Things will be imperfect. Things will not give
Go
you
in a way
result
which you want.
instantly. But the small things will pile up, and ultimately you'll see yourself at a place where you always want to. So that's it. We met a rising star, and hopefully we're going to see a very bright star in him soon. In our next episode, we'll meet with yet another rising star. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our video. And thank you so much for joining.